Trapmore gang, we have just seen the US Attorney General Pam Bondi do one of the wildest appearances in Congress, okay, at the oversight hearing. It is absolutely insane. She testified in this, it was like a 5-hour just public humiliation ritual, okay? And maybe she likes that because that's what they be doing over on that island. Maybe that's what she's into. But basically, okay, they dragged her out to answer questions about the Epstein files, and she literally just deflected every which direction. It was actual insanity. People are actually losing faith in the government, and they're losing faith in humanity by seeing so much just like pure evil, transparent deflection. Okay, we can see what's going on. We're not dumb. We're not children. Okay, we're not that stupid that we can just you can just ignore the question you're being asked and start talking about the S&P 500 and how great Donald Trump is. Like, we're not that dumb. But I'm going to break down this video. It's 4.5 hours. Okay, I'm going to do a few videos. I'm going to dig in. I'm going to find really interesting nuggets in this video. I'm going to make whole smaller videos, basically breaking down the nonsense that was talked in here. And the first one that I want to do for you guys today is possibly the darkest element of this whole thing, because really Pam Bondi, she backdoored and lined up the actual victims of Jeffrey Epstein in the most despicable way. They redacted and protected the perpetrators of these crimes against children, and then they backdoored, lined up, and leaked the information of the victims who didn't want their names to be out there and were supposed to be redacted. You accidentally wound up redacting the perpetrators and lining up and backdooring and leaking the names of the victims. It beggars belief. And during this hearing, it was revealed in several embarrassing moments just how dirty she had done the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, because right at the start, right, it was revealed that Pam Bondi's Department of Justice had not met with any of the victims during the investigation, and she refused to apologize for not redacting their names and leaking all of their names. And it was said that apparently some of the Jeffrey Epstein victims, their families, their people, nobody knew. They'd kept this inside. They had kept it between themselves, the disgusting individuals that committed these crimes on them, and the authorities. And now they're saying, my name got leaked. Now my family are asking me, yo, you really got trafficked by Epstein? It is despicable. So let's just get into this, and I'll break you down basically all the ways that Pam Bondi has actually backdoored the victims. It's insanity.
Your department released their names. Survivors are now telling us that their families are finding out for the first time that they were trafficked by Epstein. In their words, quote, "This release does not provide closure. It feels like a deliberate attempt to intimidate survivors, punish those who came forward, and reinforce the same culture of secrecy that allowed Epstein's crimes to continue for decades." To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand.
Every one of them raised their hand. They said they're looking into this thing. I haven't met with any of the victims. Ignored them, deflect them. It's insane.
Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before, Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi.
No,
Insane, right? Insane that she would just completely deflect and talk about something completely different. Every time they ask her something, she just talks about something completely different. This is mind games. It's gaslighting. It's manipulation. This is toxic. But this administration can't protect her forever. And they're saying that she might well have lied under oath.
Can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness get the answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer.
Time.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
Why?
I have asked
Didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am
Twice.
reclaiming
Why didn't you ask somebody? Didn't answer the question. It's a mind games. It's Jedi mind tricks. It's insanity that someone would have the gall to get out there and do this. It is actually making you lose faith in humanity.
time, and when I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's
I'm
reclaimed her
not going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Thank
Too late.
you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just
Chairman,
say
I'll
this.
direct it to
What a
you.
massive
No, I'm
cover-up.
answering a
Mr.
question.
Chairman, will you restore her time? The witness is
I'm not going to
interrupted.
get in the gutter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time
doing
and
theatrics.
let me have my time.
The gentlelady from Washington controls the time. The gentlelady has 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final
Thank you.
17 seconds.
What a massive cover-up this has been and continues to be. Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list, only
Regular
to
order.
then say that there was no list. Your deputy, Todd Blanche, met alone with Elaine Maxwell and transferred her to a minimum security prison. And now you continue the cover-up. And I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level,
Chairman,
apologize
Chair now
to
recognizes the chair.
them on what you have done.
The time of the
I
gentlelady
yield
expired.
back.
The gentlelady, you have no time to yield back.
Theatrics.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the thought. And I would argue the central issue in the last election, the presidential election, was securing the border. The gentleman.
Crazy. Okay, now the questioning later on would take an even darker tone when another representative asked if the Department of Justice had basically provided these details of the victims on purpose to actually intimidate the survivors. And to be honest, it's hard to believe, but maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they actually leaked their information to intimidate them because they're protecting the powerful men on the list and they want to intimidate and scare the people that were the victims. It is so dark that this is the state of the world. It just makes you never want to leave your home again. It's crazy.
Democrats, but let me ask you this, ma'am. We have the Epstein victim survivors here today. Representative Jayapal asked a simple question: if you would be so kind and honorable as to turn around and face them and apologize to them for outing them. I mean, how many lives have been derailed because your department was either sloppy and incompetent or willfully trying to intimidate and punish these ladies
Your time is
coming
up.
forward?
Which
was it?
The time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Wisconsin for 5 minutes.
Getting his time ready.
Attorney General Bond.
See, she didn't get a chance to respond to that, but they're making it very clear. Okay, they're making it very clear. It seems like you guys put that information out there on purpose. So in her opening statement, she said some wild stuff, all right, and basically just capped to high heavens about how, you know, it was an accident, and if we did accidentally leak their names, we took them down afterwards, so it was all good. You can't put the toothpaste back into the tube, man. It's not possible. But she was bold, and I can't lie, I'm so disgusted by what I'm seeing, but at the same time, part of me almost, like, in a very toxic, messed up way, almost respects just the absolute barefaced gall of this person to be able to just hop out there and defend the indefensible. It actually takes guts, like not good guts, but it takes guts to be able to get up there in front of all these people when the whole world is watching and everybody is baying for blood for the Epstein files and to say some of this stuff. It's crazy. Look.
To address the Epstein files, more than 500 attorneys and reviewers spent thousands of hours painstakingly reviewing millions of pages to comply with Congress's law. We've released more than 3 million pages, including 180,000 images, all to the public, while doing our very best in the time frame allotted by the legislation to protect victims. And if you brought us a victim's name that was inadvertently released, we immediately redacted it.
So we leaked all the names, and if you let us know that we accidentally, inadvertently, whoopsie, released names, we took them down after that. Okay.
All members of Congress, as you know, are invited to visit DOJ to see for yourselves. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the Epstein survivors who are here today. I'm a career prosecutor, and despite what the ranking member said, I have spent my entire career fighting for victims, and I will continue to do so. I am deeply sorry for what any victim has been through, especially as a result of that monster. if you have any information to share with law enforcement about anyone who has hurt you or abused you, the FBI is waiting to hear from you. I want you to know that any accusations of criminal wrongdoing will be taken seriously and investigated. The Department of Justice is committed to holding criminals accountable to the fullest extent of the law.
It's bold. Like, it's bold to hop out and say stuff like this with everything that's going on. It's just like, bro, you a bold kid. Like, you got some stones on you.
2025, the FBI arrested over 1,700 child predators, a 10% increase from 2024. We also located 2,700 victims of child exploitation and shut down 3.8 million dark web pedophile accounts. 3.8 million. So please, if you have information to share that needs to be investigated, contact the FBI. Today,
if you had information about this Epstein stuff, would you contact the FBI? Like, keep it real with me. Would you contact the FBI? Would you tap in? Would you feel like they're gonna deal with you right? Like they're gonna do you right, or they're gonna backdoor you? It's insane. Okay. So look, I have got some interesting information in my document here. I think I'm going to make a different video because I've got a bunch of examples of Epstein victims that died very suspiciously. I've got a lot of examples of people tied to Epstein that got their names brought up and then suddenly got wiped off the map. But I think it would be good to break that down in another video. So that was just a quick update on this Pam Bondi situation. I'm going to break down a whole bunch of this 4.5 hour testimony into different videos focusing on different topics. And then I'm going to dig deep into the history and find links to basically support and give you evidence of the stuff that she's talking about. But just the way that this kicked off is insane. Okay, it's 4.5 hours. I'm going to dig into it. I'm going to have one of my researchers help me. We're just going to dig into it and find all the interesting stuff and give you the backstory about what was brought up. But yeah, this was crazy. This was some of the craziest Jedi mind tricks I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, you got to tip your hat to her, just as far as somebody that just, it's like if defending the indefensible was an Olympic sport, she might catch the gold. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, bruh, it's insane. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Okay, I'm gonna do some more updates. Gonna just do a whole bunch of quick little updates about Epstein because there's so much going on. It's insanity. Okay, but I also have some historical stuff I'm gonna dig into. I'm gonna do a full deep dive into a couple of people around Epstein who have very suspicious backstories that haven't been dug into yet. So stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching and supporting, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.